And welcome back to Let's Play E7. Last time we began our trek through the Water Sanctum. This time we're gonna finish it up and deal with the dragon who awaits us at the end. Before we head further along the ice paths, you can come down here and find a treasure. Not a particularly good one, but treasure nonetheless. Monster Claw times 20. There are going to be some very, very valuable treasures coming up before we get to the end of this dungeon, so get excited for that. No need to deal with most of the rank and file that we have to come across here. It'll be a little bit before we come across more enemies. Like before, I've still got Aisha equipped with the speed orb so that she can move across these ice paths a bit more quickly with a little bit more traction. Here we get the first of a piece of equipment for Adol. This is Adol exclusive equipment. Well, obviously shields are Adol exclusive no matter what, but this one in particular is a very good one. Gives a massive 54 defense plus a little bit of strength. I'll never say no to that. And that is part of the chaos equipment. There are 3 pieces of chaos equipment that we're going to get before the end of this dungeon, and they make Adol quite the powerhouse. Adol. I keep going back and forth with that. I think in East 8 they pronounce it Adol, but I just kind of think Adol whenever I see it. So apologies if I'm getting that wrong one way or the other. Also apologies that I keep falling off the ice. I don't normally do that. I think I'm just less attentive about my movement when I am yammering away. Like so. I am so good at demonstrating that. It's okay, it happens. I did actually pre-explore this time, and I've got a save file made for the boss, so we will be going into him in good standing. Now that Adol is getting a new weapon, you can probably imagine he's going to be getting a very good skill, and you would be right. Oh, come! Oh my god! I am doing miserable on this ice right now. We'll make it eventually. That was particularly embarrassing, because I didn't even have wind put... Oh, for the love of... One more try, and if I keep falling, I'm just going to cut ahead until I get to the next notable thing. You can imagine where I'm going. I'm going along these ice paths. Ugh, this is embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't use the speed orb, and I should just correct myself with dodges. Whatever. It happens sometimes. Okay, don't fall here. We want to head down this... hold on. Like I said, we want to head down this path, as there is another treasure awaiting us. Of course, we got it. Oh, are you... Alright, so we're finally across that. We got a treasure here awaiting us. Here we get the Chaos Armor, the second piece of the Chaos set. Let's just get that on Adol real quick. This is a pretty sizable defense increase, a whopping 61 defense. Man, Adol's going to be doing pretty well on taking hits throughout the rest of this dungeon. Heading along here, let's just be careful of getting nailed by these guys. And we'll switch back to Aisha. Aisha's pretty close to dying, and I'm not going to be stopping to heal anytime soon, so gotta be careful there. Now we want to get along this path and get to that red chest over there, because this gets us these steel hooks. Been a while since we've gotten a new artifact. This allows us to walk along ice without losing any traction, so now it's basically just regular floor for us, so I can much more easily avoid the problems that I was having earlier. Coming across here, we get the Chaos Sword, completing the Chaos set and teaching Adol his most important skill in the game. This teaches him his tier 4 skill, Pentagram. Pentagram is an amazing skill. Excellent damage, great AoE, has a decent time dimming effect, so you don't have to worry about taking too much damage while utilizing it. Let's see if I can't just jump across here. Nah, I fell. But now that we have the ice hooks, it's not as big a deal. But yes, Pentagram, this gives me a chance to talk about it. Very, very powerful skill. One of the best in the games by far. And it is one of 2 skills that I legitimately feel is worth it to get to level 10, just because of how useful it is. One of the best tier 4 skills in the game, and very good for building up your extra gauge. So that helps immensely. Now that we have the ice hooks, I don't have to worry about falling off the path as much as I have been previously. Of course, this wind is more than a little annoying. Here we get the Vitality Crown. This is not like the Vitality Belts. What this does is that it gives you passive HP regen, of course, but it gives you passive HP regen without having to stand still. So that could be useful. I don't really care for it. I've never really bothered with trying to use it. Honestly, for in-battle recovery, it would probably be better... it'd probably be better to utilize the Blood Nail, since that you have more active control. Well, I guess it's just you get better returns on that since you're going to be constantly attacking anyway. Enemies and our bosses in this game are pretty durable. Oh, for the love of... So much for getting along these a lot more easily. But yeah, enemies in this game are pretty durable, so there's quite a bit of HP to leech from them. Now, if I can get across this stupid ice trail, there we go. Ugh. This has just been an utterly miserable time, and honestly, that wasn't really worth it after I got the chest, or I could have just warped here. But now that we have the ice hooks, we can continue along this path that we were blocked off before. Oh, well, that was actually fortunate, because we found a treasure here. Sid Rondo. This is Geiss's weapon that teaches in Tier 4. I actually did not grab this in my pre-made save file, so I might come back for that later, but it's not a huge deal. The weapons that you get from these dungeons, they are not the only places that you can get the Tier 4 weapons from. Well, not the only place you can get weapons that teach the Tier 4 skills from. There are ultimate weapons that we get later in the game that will also have the skills, so you don't have to worry about getting the weapons at the earliest opportunity. Here we need the Grathios Talisman again as we are back underwater. Got some new enemies here. These guys are pretty good for getting experience off of. There's a really annoying enemy coming up soon that will demonstrate why it's annoying. These fish guys, very easy to deal with. Just let them lunge at you, dodge away, then come back in. They are pretty passive after their first attack. These guys, on the other hand, they attack constantly, and it's very hard to guard their attacks without taking damage, and very annoying to try and hit them without getting hit in return, because they are extremely aggressive. They wind up for another attack almost as soon as they're done with their previous one. You may have noticed the gimmick for this underwater section is that we've got these light-up panels. They will deal damage to you as you go across them. It is not necessary to hit that plate to deactivate that permanently activated one, but it allows us to get to a really, really good treasure if we open... Oh, no, wait, no. It allows us to get to where we need to go. To get to the really good treasure, we want to take the roundabout path. Here, you can see that these go up in sequence, so if you want to avoid damage, you have to cross them in a particular way. Of course, I took the blunt way through, taking a bunch of damage. You could also just travel around. Here, we've got a treasure. Let's just hit this guy, take him out. Cruci deals pretty good damage to him. Just a couple Ignis Blazes should take him out. There we go. Here we get a rare skill. This would be handy if we were using any characters that utilize light armor, but we do not, so we do not really care about that. If we had Sigrun still, she could use that, but Aisha, she utilizes cloth armor, so it is completely useless to her. I guess if we were using Dogi in our party in place of Cruci, he could make use of it. Now, we've got a bit of a timing sequence here. As you can see, we gotta get along these light-up paths with the proper timing to avoid taking a ton of damage as they come up under us. It's a bit tricky to get through that without taking damage because the timing is not particularly clean for dodging along. Your dodges go a little bit further than the time it takes for the paths to delight. Here we get an extremely important accessory, the Training Ring 3. This gives +3 to the experience we get from using from skills. Alongside having the proper weapon equipped with the skill on it, we can get a maximum of 5 skill experience per skill usage at this point. For Pentagram, that means we have to use the skill a whopping 100 times to get it maxed out at level 10, because Tier 4 skills take 500 skill experience to reach level 10. So, if we didn't have something like the Training Ring 3 and weapon skill experience boosting, honestly, I would not really recommend getting to level 10 with anything, just because it takes so long to do that. But this makes it a bit more, I guess, agreeable. Here, we've got a new enemy, these land shark-looking guys. That one just didn't attack us all. They are pretty straightforward. They flash, and then they charge at you twice. Pretty easy to deal with. Now, there are 3 water deposits in this area. These water deposits are important to know about. These have spiritual water guaranteed as their rare drop, so this is the first time we can realistically farm them in mass. Plus, the drop rate or gather rate for these spiritual waters is actually really high for these. So with 3 lucky medals on your entire party, you can actually get spiritual waters really quickly in really good quantities. So this is the first time, as I've mentioned, where you can realistically farm spiritual waters without it taking forever. In previous dungeons, of course, the spiritual waters were singled to a locked to a single gathering point, so it wasn't very practical to farm from at this point. Plus, they didn't have a particularly good gathering rate. At this point, we want to head to this corner here and drop down to the previous floor, because here we get one of the best accessories in the game, the Energy Orb. This generates SP just by walking around, so let's equip that on Crushi just to demonstrate it, and I'm going to be using this for a lot of boss fights coming up. Let's just walk around a bit, and as you can see, our SP gauge actually charges up really quickly. It is a phenomenal accessory. Very good idea to have it on at least one party member. We will be able to synthesize them once we start getting materials from the final dungeon, and while I wouldn't recommend having it on multiple party members, there is going to be a specific instance where we want to have 2 characters equipped with the Energy Orb, for reasons that we'll get into when it becomes relevant, but if you just paid attention to what I said there, you can probably imagine why we want it on 2 characters, but not 2 characters in the same party at once. The reason I am playing as Aisha right here is because this is another instance where the speed orb is helpful. We have to, of course, we have to deal with these waterfalls sucking us in. The speed orb can overcome the suction off of these and allow you to get by them a little bit more easily. Of course, it doesn't help that much when an enemy just knocks you into it. Yeah, just a really annoying section here where it knocks you down to the previous section if you're not careful. Man, I'm taking a ton of damage here. Not that it matters too much, but you know, it is annoying. Yeah, be careful. You gotta be prepared to push against these when you get drawn into them. There is one more treasure that we want to get while we're here. Let's see, we want to head down this way. Again, stick to this wall here. You'll see the treasure right there. It is another piece of equipment. Now, we've already gotten 3 tier 4 skill weapons. Here's a small treasure right here. Let's just take this guy out. Open this up, get a Striga extract. Yeah, may as well empty that out. Get that onto Aisha there. Take this. There we go. Now, we gotta hug the wall here. Be careful we don't fall off either. There's the last water gathering point. Open up this chest here, we get the Great Arm. This teaches Dogi his tier 4 skill, Grand Slam. Much like Mishra's Aerial Orb, it costs 100 SP to use. Unlike Aerial Orb, though, it's one of the most powerful skills in the game. Definitely the centerpiece of Dogi's kit if you play as him. With Dogi, you just want to gather up SP as much as possible and throw out Grand Slams repeatedly. Does excellent damage, and like all tier 4 skills, generates a lot of extra. Really good for Dogi because he has an extremely powerful extra skill. Got this long staircase here with a lot of these shark enemies. This is actually a very good spot for experience and money grinding, so keep this in mind if you want to do that. Now that we're at the stone monument, I'll load up the file that I've already made here. For equipment, I've got the full Chaos loadout and the Battle Bandana on Adol. That'll increase the amount of SP he generates when he attacks. For Crushi, she has the Energy Orb like before. I've got Grace Bangles on both her and Aisha. I warped back to town to synthesize these, and I used up any excess sea stones, leaving some that I had for the quest we have in Iska Village in order to complete that. But yeah, Grace Bangles, rockin'. I also got one for Dogi just for fun. Aisha, she has the Crimson Jewel. For the first phase of this boss fight, we're going to be playing as Aisha mostly, so I want to dump out a lot of Aqua Burst and the occasional Cataract Blue. When we get to the second phase of the boss fight, we will be switching over to Adol, and he does pretty well in that phase of the fight. I like the Battle Bandana on Adol just because of his fast charge attacks. He can generate a lot of SP with it, and I feel it's a bit better than the Crimson Jewel for him due to his cheaper than... well, relatively cheap tier 4 skill. I don't feel that 80 is a ridiculous amount to get once you have the Battle Bandana on. We generate like about 36 SP per charge attack with Battle Bandana on, and Crushi just walking around is going to generate even more SP for us, so in as little as 2 charge attacks, we can already have another pentagram ready, so I feel that's ideal for Adol. There is one very important thing to note about this fight, is that at a specific phase of the fight, he can summon additional enemies. You want to make sure to kill those, as those go into the bestiary. Yep, we're sticking to this. And this is O-Balon. Yeah, what exactly does she want? Rite of Demise. Wait, why is it necessary? Oh, jeez. What about the people, though? Yeah, come on. Help us out here. Why have us go through all this? Yeah, jeez. And here is Obalon. As you can see, he is a big serpent-type dragon. Looks like this is his test, though. Oh, we are more than able. Alright. Now, like I said, Obalon has two phases to his battle. Also, if you don't have the Grathios Talisman equipped, in a moment of mercy, the game automatically equips it here for you. But Obalon is divided into two phases. This first phase, he has several segments on his body that you need to break to actually deal damage to him. Each section breaking does tons of damage to him. Here, we're going to use Cataract Blue, deal a bunch of damage up close. You want to be careful when his body starts shaking like that. That means he's going to do an attack. And he is kind of electrified, so be careful when getting close. Do another Cataract Blue here. There we go. Oh, see if I can't hit that. Once he goes out into the open there, I wouldn't really recommend chasing him down. I'd just kind of wait for him to come back, or wait for him to go around again. He can do different attacks out here, and a lot of the attacks out here are much more difficult to avoid. Let's, he can shoot I-beams at you. Let's go on the inside now. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Oof. Oh, jeez. Taking a ton. Oh, whoa. He was chain I-beaming me there. Yeah, I was not being very smart there by just getting right on him. Alright, let's take out these sections here. Now we just gotta take out this rib cage. And once that opens up, 3 more sections will open up. Cataract Blue, take those out right away. And this will take us to the second phase of the fight. Here we want to be Adol, since I feel that Pentagram is a better source of damage at this point. He roars, seals off the previous section so you can't get in there anymore, and now the water is down. Now we can hit his head. So let's get in, start doing this. You can try and guard those I-beams if you want to try and get some crits. I don't really feel that's necessary. Whoa. Oh dear. I would like to get a flash guard here just to try and get some extra damage on him with the extra skill. As you can see, he can push us back with water waves. Okay, good thing we still have the Grathios Talisman on. This is the point where he can summon additional enemies, so hopefully he does that. There we go. We want to kill these things to get them into our bestiary, so let's make a point to get that taken care of real quick. And Pentagram should finish them off in close to a single hit. Not quite, but they are pretty close to dead at this point. And Earthshaker. Woo! Yeah, watch out for those bites. He comes out very fast and furious at this stage. Looks like Adol is heavy. We'll just switch over to Crushi here. And let's just wait for him to roar, bring the water down. If I can actually hit him, what the heck? Here, he can slam the ground with his head. Let's let him do that. Oh, nope. This is the other attack that he can do. Yeah, jeez. He is doing all the wrong attacks here. Come on. Ugh. My flash guarding is abysmal. Oh. I think I was too late to actually get the flash guard there. But, hey, check out that damage. Crushi's really coming to... Oh, whoops. Yeah, sometimes when you switch characters, they can be in really oh, come on! Are you serious with that? Okay, let's get back to Adol. Jeez. Well, there goes all my revival items, so I better err on the side of caution. Let's use a Nodley extract there. That was abysmal. But yeah, that's one of the things I dislike about character switching in this game. Sometimes the AI is just in really terrible spots, and they eat a ton of damage before you even get a chance to do anything. Really irritating when that happens. Yeah, look at how much SP we get from having the battle bandit on. Doesn't look like it is as much as I thought it was. Yeah, a little over 20. But still, that's really good. One thing that he hasn't done yet, that he can do, is that he can freeze the ground, at which point you want the ice hooks on. Going very projectile heavy. Last time I practiced this fight, he was doing a lot of charges instead. This time around, he would rather do I-beams, it seems. Let's just take these things out. Almost done with these guys. Can we get another pentagram on deck? Yep, alright, hit him with that. Yeah, check out that damage. 1,000 damage on the final hit, plus 200 damage on all the additional hits. Even though it's like 500 at one point. Okay, there's the ground frozen. Let's equip the ice hooks. Not have to worry about getting sent aside. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. Yep. Okay, I swear I was doing the flash guard there. I like how flash guarding became a single button in the sequel. It's very inconsistent in this game, and I don't like it at all. Oh, jeez. Yeah, sometimes when he does that, attack where he just spins his entire body, he can just bounce you repeatedly and do a ton of damage. This isn't a terribly hard fight, but you do have to be wary. It is very easy to just eat so much damage if you're not careful. I do kind of dislike how so many of the bosses in the back half of the game are just outright immune to stunning. Like, it makes stun such a pointless aspect of the combat. Nope. That's an attack that he rarely uses. As you can see, it puts ink on the screen. Not too threatening, though. Let's get a Dragon Blaze going. Get some good damage there. Yep. Trying the flash guard. There we go. Got it that time. Oh, can I hit him? That was a complete waste. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, Adol was on death's door there. He was in a very precarious spot. Well, not going to get another extra skill. It kind of stinks that they can whiff entirely like that. Let me see here. We need the Grathios Talisman. Yeah, he can sometimes alternate between flooding the area and icing it, so you do have to be mindful of what artifact you have equipped. Definitely would not do well to keep the ice hooks on now and then start drowning. I believe, although it doesn't show it, I think Cruci does more damage to these things with a strike, but I'm not 100% sure. The game is very weird about that in boss fights. Yep, frozen. Let's get the ice hooks back on. We'll switch over to Aisha to get some extra damage in. Yep, that's Cataract. Blue's not going to do anything. Yeah, get that guy out of the way. Alright, Adol's back in. We'll just do a couple Aqua Bursts, hit him like that. Where are you? Whoa, 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 whoa. I found him. Let's top off everybody's HP. No sense in hanging on to all those items. I will admit, how random this guy is could... Oof, jeez. Yeah, like right there. He can just bounce you repeatedly, take out your entire health bar. Alright, this last one should do it. Yep, there we go. Not as clean as my practice run of the fight. I didn't end up using my revival items in that instance of the fight, but... Oh well, it is what it is. Never claimed to be the best person at this game. Well, he is impressed. And we get yet another Dragonstone. Can't believe I whiffed Catastrophe, though. That really stunk. Just a whole extra gauge wasted. And for our efforts, we of course get the Sea Dragonstone. But that's not all. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Of course, Aisha gets an upgrade. It's a good thing Aisha is here and can actually receive this in contrast with Sigrun, who would just be out of luck. Azure Destruction. Honestly, I find Aisha's extra skills to be among the least interesting because it doesn't even really get that much of a visual change between levels. That's gonna be a bit tricky, though. Yeah. Can you guys please speak in normal sentences? Stop giving us riddles. Well, I'd say I'm out of ideas. Do you guys just want to go see Sirius? Yeah. I am kind of frustrated that they think it's just the best to jerk us around. Yeah. Probably the best place to look right now would be Yiska. Yeah. Sirius hopefully can point us in the right direction also. And he is staking his claim at the palace right now. Hey, Rod. Wonder how he's taking his father's death, afterwards. Looks like all he can do is curse those who are responsible. Maya, what are you doing? Oh, jeez. Looks like Rod has been jarred out of his high and mighty place. Almost seems like he actually cares for Maya right now. Looks like being knocked off his lofty position has humbled him a little bit. Who knows, perhaps he'll develop for the better. He was a pretty big jerk before all this. With that taken care of, though, normally I would end the video here. However, there is one more thing we can do. Of course, we can meet with Sirius in the palace, but I mentioned previously that there is something awaiting us at Tia's house after she reveals herself as Tia Luna. This cannot be done before that happens, but I believe anytime afterwards, as soon as that cutscene occurs, come back to Tia's house and there's something on the table. Get Tia's hairpin. You know, looking close at it, it kind of looks almost familiar. Yeah. Why would she leave it behind? It seemed to have some... Despite everything, this did seem to have some real sentimental value to her. More and more questions. Hopefully Sirius will have at least some answers for us, but that we'll save for the next video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.